Shalom, shalom. First and foremost, giving all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Ha-Rakah Kodash. Double honors unto the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. Peace, safety, and salutations unto you hopeful elect out there. This is your brother Kasad Bon Yahweh. Coming at you another quick lesson through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakah Kodash. This is going to be a part 2 of chosen people / the angel asked Yaiqab to stop. So we're going to get into this lesson. I want to play this video. I've actually found this from the priest Micah Allah out there from GMS, California. You know what I mean? May Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahshai bless and protect you brothers out there in California and all you brothers in GMS and really just all you brothers that's doing the work in righteousness, truth, and sincerity, man. You know? But we're gonna watch this in fair use. I don't know if it's fair use with this, I'll just say it anyway, because you know, Esau is getting ready to come down with great wrath, and he's going to fuck up a lot of Jake, but you're going to have a lot of Jake that's getting ready to fuck up Esau. Now, let me get this scripture before we go into it. You know, one thing you got to remember is Jacob prevailed against an angel. So, I want to start it with this. Yeah, let's start with this. So this is Isaiah 19 and 17. In the land of Yahweh, which is Judah, Yahweh is how you say it in Hebrew. And the land of Yahweh shall be a terror unto Egypt. Everyone that maketh mention thereof shall be afraid in himself, because of the counsel of the Lord Yahweh of hosts, which he hath determined against it. Okay, so we're getting ready to witness the southern kingdom, starting with Judah, about to pounce on their enemies. Okay, it's biblical prophecy. There's nothing we can do. This is the will of the Lord. Okay, so Judah is getting ready to set it off in this bitch. Now, it says, Judah shall be a terror unto Egypt, man. So, like, I got Micah 5 up here. Let me see if I got Micah 5 up here. Salaki. Yeah, I got Micah up here. No. Okay, so I'm going to pull up Micah. But, okay, before that, so we're going to go over here. Now, Judah's going to be a terror unto Egypt, right? We're going to read this. This is the book of Genesis, chapter 32, and I'm going to just get to the point. I'm going to start at 26. This is talking about when the angel... Actually, let's just go from the top. And Jacob was left alone, and there wrestled a man with him until the breaking of the day. So this is Genesis chapter 32 and verse 25. And when he saw that he prevailed not against him, he touched the hollow of his thigh, and the hollow of Jacob's thigh was out of joint, as he wrestled with him. Verse 26. And he said, let me go, for the day breaketh. And he said, I will not let thee go, except thou bless me. So Jacob had the angel in like a hold. Like, this is an angel, man. Okay, and he said, I'm not going to let you go till you bless me. Verse 27, and he said unto him, what is thy name? And he said, Jacob. Verse 28, and he said, thy name shall be called no more Jacob, but Israel. For as a prince hast thou power with Yahweh and with men, and hast prevailed. Okay, so look. So Jacob literally out wrestled an angel, man. Okay? So if Jacob out wrestled an angel, what the fuck you think he's going to do when the Lord put the spirit on him to get with Esau, man? You know? So, and I'm going to get into this too, because, you know, after Jacob had wrestled an angel, he was, you know, Esau was coming. Okay? And then now Jacob was afraid when Esau was coming. Let's see if I can actually get that account here, Salakia. Okay, here we go. Now remember, and I got this idea from the brother GMS Lions in Rome, man. You know what I mean? May Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahshai bless and protect that brother and his family, man, and all you brothers, man. So listen to this. So Jacob had just wrestled this angel, right? Jacob just literally wrestled the angel and prevailed against it. Now listen to what Jacob says. Verse 11. This is Genesis 32 and 11. Deliver me, I pray thee, from the hand of my brother, from the hand of Esau, for I fear him, lest he will come and smite me and the mother with the children. So Jacob was afraid of Esau. But prior to Jacob being afraid of Esau, he had just prevailed against an angel, man. You know what I'm saying? So you got to remember. Look, man, let me see. Let's see. Yeah, so Jacob had just did that, but he was afraid of Esau. Now, remember, um, you know, Jacob, let's read because Esau had a lot of let's see. It says so this is Genesis 32 and 6. And the messengers returned unto Jacob, saying, we came to thy brother Esau, and also he cometh to meet thee, and 400 men with him. Then Jacob was greatly afraid and distressed, and he divided the people that was with him, and the flocks and herds and camels into two bands, and said, if Esau come to one company and smite it, then the other company which is left shall escape. Okay, so Jacob was afraid of Esau, man, because everybody knows how Esau gets down, man. He's a violent, crazy motherfucker. But look, just before that, Jacob was wrestling the angel, man. Let me get that. So you got to remember that a part of this truth is understanding we're still just human too. You know, we're just men. You know, sometimes you get nervous, things happen. You know, but you got to remember, Esau is coming. But you got to remember, we're to fear Yahweh more than Esau, man. You know, because Jacob did that phenomenal feat, but he was still fearful of Esau. And then continuing into that story, Esau was at peace with him. You know, he ran and kissed him. You know, this is the book of Proverbs, chapter 29, verse 25. The fear of man bringeth a snare, but whoso putteth his trust in Lord Yahweh shall be safe. Yeah, so when you're fearful of man, it brings a snare. But now Esau is something, you know, but we're not to fear Esau, you know. So Jacob was afraid of Esau, but we are not to fear Esau because before that, Jacob wrestled a whole angel, man. Okay, and prevailed against it. So let's go back to the point about Judah. Let's see. Isaiah 19 and 17. And the land of Judah shall be a terror unto Egypt. Everyone that maketh mention thereof shall be afraid in himself because of the counsel of the Lord Yahweh of hosts, which he hath determined against it. Yeah, so look, Judah is going to be cracking shit out here. Because I'm going to say this. It's going to get to the point where it's going to be Jake ain't going to have nowhere to turn. So Jake just he ain't going to fear nothing. When the Lord put that spirit on Jake, man, there's going to be no fear. It's just going to be go time, man. You know what I mean? And let me see. Genesis, what is it? Genesis. Because Judah, everybody's really waiting on Judah, man. Once Judah just start getting it cracking, it's just gonna get cracking, man. You know, everybody's gonna follow Judah, man. So let's see. Judah is a lion's whelp. Okay, because Judah is the head. And our forefather wrestled an angel and prevailed against an angel, man. Let's see. Judah is a. Let's see. We'll just do Judah is a lion. Salakia. Should have had these scriptures ready to go. This is Genesis 49 and 9. Judah is a lion's whelp. From the prey, my son, thou art gone up. He stooped down. He couched as a lion. And as an old lion, who shall rouse him up? So these Judites are getting ready to be like lions out here. And when the Lord put the spirit on them, man, the Lord's going to put, well, let's go into some accounts of what happens when the Lord puts the spirit on a man. Let's see. Now let's see. We'll go to okay. Because guess what? The average so-called black man is going to be a terror unto this place, but the elect is going to be on some bright burn shit. Now this is Judges 3 and 31. And after him was Shamgar, the son of Anath, which slew of the Philistines 600 men with an ox goad. And he also delivered Israel. So Shamgar, Lord put the spirit on Shamgar, and Shamgar killed 600 Philistines, man. Okay? Now, that's just one Israelite. Now, Judah as a whole is going to be a terror, man. You know what I'm saying? Now, Judah as a whole is going to be a terror unto this place, man. So when the Lord put the spirit on it, man, and don't be surprised, man, when you might see one Judite take out like 20 crackers by himself. I remember a couple years ago, Pastor Hart had reposted that video of that young Jake, probably like 17, might have been like 19. He was small too. He wasn't the biggest, and he was cracking them Edomites. He just started punching them niggas. He took all 8 of their ass down. And that's just the average Jake eating. Think about it. That's an average Jake eating GMO food, drinking GMO shit, and he can do all that still. You know what I'm saying? So imagine when Yahweh Shem Shai put that spirit upon our people, man. Esau, you ain't gonna have nowhere to go, man. You know? Let's see. He that is feeble. Let's see. Because the Lord, see, and when you get to the elect, man, I'm gonna say this, Esau, you think you gonna have trouble with the average Judite out here, bro? You run into the elect, you're literally gonna run into a god, man. Okay, now we're all gods, but the elect are gonna have that supernatural power, man. This is Zechariah 12:8. In that day shall the Lord Yahweh defend the inhabitants of Jerusalem, and he that is feeble among them at that day shall be as David, and the house of David shall be as God, as the angel of the Lord before them. So the angel of the Lord gonna be before them, man. You know what I mean? Because the angels are gonna actually come down and help brothers, man. Let's read that again. Zechariah 12:8. In that day shall the Lord Yahweh defend the inhabitants of Jerusalem, and he that is feeble among them at that day shall be as David. So the most feeble brother that's of the elect is gonna be like David, man. And the house of David shall be as God. God damn. The house of David shall be as God, as the angel of the Lord before them. Okay, so like I had to pause for a minute because I wanted to find where it was at. So, and here's the account as well of the angels coming down to help Judah Maccabees. It says the prayer and mention of angels helping Judah's Maccabees are found in 2 Maccabees 15 and 21 and 24. It says an apocalyptic prayer where Judas recalls God sending an angel to destroy an army of Sennacherib and asked for God angel to terrify Nicanor's army. I don't think that. Hold on. Okay, Salaki, here we go. I didn't find the one yet about the angels, but I'm gonna just get this. It says Judas Maccabeus repeatedly leads heavily outnumbered. It says Jewish, which is Israelite forces to miraculous military victories against massive Seleucid Greek and regional armies by relying on divine help, strategic surprise, and fierce bravery. Yeah. Now, when you go into Judas Maccabees, one thing that he did was he used guerrilla warfare. Okay, and that's something that's prevalent throughout all Israelite history. When you go into the Jamaicans with Bun Yum Yum, over there in the Maroon Wars, they used guerrilla warfare to take out Esau. You go to the Seminole Indians, which is the Reubenites, they used guerrilla warfare to take out Esau. You go back to Hannibal Barca, I'm pretty sure used Hannibal. Well, I'm not going to say because I just want to say what I'm sure about. So even Maccabeus used guerrilla warfare. So let's read key accounts of outnumbered victories. Judas faces a massive enemy force with only 3,000 men who lack proper armor and swords. He organizes his men, rids the camp of the fearful, launches a surprise night raid, and routs the professional army. Campaign against Timothy. It says Judas and his companions are suddenly attacked by nomadic Arab forces numbering at least 5,000 foot soldiers and 500 cavalry. With God's help, they win a hard-fought victory. Yeah, man. Look at this. That's the time when we lost. Yeah. So our people are known to do miraculous things outnumbered, man. Okay, all throughout history. So when the Lord put the spirit on Judah, man, it's like, bro, Jake gonna be out here doing some phenomenal shit, man. You gotta remember, we're the Israelites, bro. You know what I mean? Let me get that scripture. Hold on. Okay, it says Psalms 144:1. Blessed be the Lord Yahweh, my strength, which teacheth my hands to war, my fingers to fight. Yeah, man. So the Lord gonna put the spirit on these Judites, and not just Judah. Even though this lesson's about Judah, all the tribes, man, because it's we're at the end of this thing, man. And the Lord is going. Well, the scripture says what? Let me get that. I will lay vengeance. Let's see. Ezekiel 25:14. It says, and I will lay my vengeance upon Edom by the hand of my people Israel, and they shall do in Edom according to mine anger and according to my fury, and they shall know my vengeance, saith the Lord Yahweh. Yeah, man. So Esau, you're not escaping, man. Now, granted, you're gonna get down on Jake and shit, but you're not gonna win because no matter what you do, how about Shimon Shai is gonna make it to? Because now, granted, it's gonna get so bad that the archangel Michael's gonna have to come down here and help us. But prior to that, Jake gonna be getting down on you, man. All right, fair use, fair use. Don't forget that Esau. I hope Esau. I hope you watching this, man, and I hope you see this ending clip. And remember this when you see an Israelite, especially an Israelite that's doing the work, man. You know, I'm gonna end it on this video right here, man. Shalom. I hope you brothers were edified through this lesson, man. Fair use, fair use.